Can you hear me? Yes, you can. Thank you so much. Perfect. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Unity of Pasadena. I'm Reverend Dorst. I'm so happy to be here, so happy to see your wonderful smiling faces behind those masks. I know they're there. I know it. I can see it in your eyes. We start everything with prayer. We truly believe in prayer. So what I'd like you to do is to take a deep breath, release it, and join me in consciousness. Recognizing that the presence of God is right here in this very space. Spirit, in, around, and through all that is, in, around, and through each and every one of us, in, around, and through this magnificent sanctuary. And Spirit, the presence of, blesses each and every one of us. For the presence of Spirit is often felt as love. So we just feel that love right now. We allow that love to permeate the entire sanctuary as we recognize the beautiful volunteers that we have that bring this together, that allow us to do what it is that we do here. The Board of Trustees, which brings together all of the things that are necessary to do to keep this magnificent sacred space alive and flowing. All of our prayer chaplains who hold that light for each and every one of us at all times, who pray for us when we must see a change in our lives, who motivate us to move forward and grow. And of course, all of the magnificent congregants who are here or on live stream. We just bless you. We know you're there. We recognize you and love you. And so I know that this day, this beautiful day, is unfolding perfectly. And as it unfolds, I just give it that gratitude from my heart that is so necessary for each of us to feel and know. And I release these words into the law of mind, knowing that they're already done. And I'd like you to please join me by saying, and so it is.
And so it is.
Amen. So we have Mitch today, doing both piano and voice. Hey.
Thank you. Please, everyone, help me out and join in on Holy, Holy, Holy.
Hey, let me tell you, first of all, go ahead, Mitch, that's great. I'll talk about you in a minute.
We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are whole. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are whole. Spirit divine, come to me, feeling love, healing me. Open my heart, allow me to see beauty and love that lives in me. I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy, holy, holy. I am whole. I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy, holy, holy. I am whole.
Thank you so much, Mitch. You know, the great ones can do both playing and singing. You know that. I mean, we got ourselves an Elton John, the Billy Joel, the Mitch Kaplans. I mean, you got this, man. I love it that you get to showcase both of those talents of yours. So thank you. So welcome, Unity of Pasadena. We're a magnificent space, but we're also a magnificent consciousness. And so that we can be a magnificent consciousness, we need you to bring yours. See, and I thank you so much for showing up today with that beautiful love consciousness that you have. Thank you. It's good to see many of you that I haven't seen, in a while. And we have a special guest here. My spiritual sister absolutely thrills me when I see her. She has been my ministerial mentor for some time, Reverend Dr. Carol Bliss. Thank you. I'm glad you're here. Yeah. So I get blocked in by these two spiritual giants. I mean, how can you fail when you got that by your side? It's wonderful stuff. So happy to be here, and we welcome everybody who's coming in via live stream. We recognize that this is a time in our lives when it might be the choice that you make to watch from the live stream, however you do it, from your home or from wherever you are. And if you're traveling and you're in some other place, some other state, maybe even some other country, you can join us. And so we thank you, all of you who are live streaming, for being with us. We have a great day planned. Today we're going to be doing a burning bowl ceremony, which allows us to release and let go some of the things that have been, maybe uncomfortable, maybe allow us to suffer in ways we don't want to suffer anymore, maybe, are like hat pins sticking us or whatever it might be. We get a chance to release those things, and we're going to talk about that in the talk before we do it. And we have a way of doing this. You see, the different accoutrements here today are a candle, which is going to have a real flame, believe it or not. A real flame! And a bowl. And the bowl has got some sort of sandy element in it. You might recognize it when you're up here. But we're going to explain how all of this works, and it's just going to be a magnificent time for us to let go. In the beginning of the year, what we like to do is allow ourselves a new beginning. And so this ceremony is part of that new beginning process. So we have a lot planned, as I said today, but let's begin first with what we always begin with, and that is our unity blessing. If you join me, please. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you just the way you are. We also have a statement of faith I'd love for you to join me in. There is only one presence and one power active in my life and in the universe, God the good, omnipotence, and I am one with that power and presence. Whoops. We got to change that, don't we? Obviously, we have to change those words. They're in the wrong order. I do that all the time. It's funny how the conditioned mind, it seems to work all the time in the background. So we're going to start off also with our community. We're going to talk about our community. And Norma, would you do that? Thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone. God, you look so wonderful. I'm so happy to see you all here. Thank you for being here. We have such excitement planned today. And I too want to mention the talent that we have here with Mitch. Mitch is double duty. Absolutely. Thank you. Okay, and ours is a vibrant, thriving community. And I am thankful. We have a vision statement that aligns with that of Unity Worldwide Ministries. Can we please say it together? Envisioning a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening. You know what? I just realized I can take this off. Because I'm at the mic. Okay, here we go. And we have a mission statement, and our mission statement supports our vision statement, and that is transforming lives by living and sharing our inner truth of divine wisdom, compassion, and love using practical spiritual principles. And these are our core values that drive us as a spiritual family. Creating community, living love, teaching truth, serving spirit. Wonderful. These statements are on the front of the monthly bulletin, and they represent our intentions as a ministry. The bulletin has all of the events scheduled for each month, which are also on our website. As far as hospitality, we are continuing to keep in-person hospitality on hold as COVID-19 Omicron numbers are still rising in Los Angeles County. If you brought something special for the blessing tree also, as you know, we had that wonderful Christmas tree out there, and everybody just joined in and brought all beautiful ornaments. But if you brought something special for the blessing tree, you can pick it up in the fellowship hall today, please. Okay, and we have an announcement on Community Connections, which is on the third Monday of the month. This is a special invitation to please be sure to attend our Community Connections Zoom meeting Monday, January 17th at 7 p.m. Reverend Greg will join us for an enlightening question and answer session. Get to know Reverend Greg, although we feel like we already know him, those of us who have been here for, 6 months now. But still, get to know him on a deeper level while we bless our community in sacred connection. I'm already writing down my questions. What a great opportunity to gather together on high purpose. Also, just a friendly reminder, since I'm the Amazon queen, I need to mention Amazon Smile. Remember, when you shop online, if you use Smile Amazon, your eligible purchases can mean a 4% donation to Unity of Pasadena if you selected us as your charity, your preferred charity, which, of course, I always do. So this is great. It makes shopping even more fun. And I'm going to go off script. Barbara, of course, she knows I go rogue a lot. But what I wanted to mention today was that we are delighted to welcome back Grace LaFranchi, who is our usherette today. We'll see more of Grace a little bit later. Okay, and centering prayer and meditation is led by our chaplain, Andrea Sheridan, and it's at 5:30 to 6:30 on Thursdays, right? Okay. The prayer chaplains serve this community in various ways, inviting you to share in setting the consciousness for Sunday service from 10:25 to 10:30 during the music prelude while they hold sacred space, making monthly wellness calls as well, praying in concert with those who drop a prayer request in the box at the foyer or in the Sunday collection basket, or as a phone request, online, or any other special event. All prayer requests also are forwarded to our Silent Unity for another 30 days of prayer. Today's prayer chaplain is Andrea Sheridan, who will lead our meditation time today in preparation of Jacqueline Collette reading today's daily word.
Sorry. Had to bring it down, as you can see. Good morning. Today's affirmation from the Daily Word: divine wisdom helps me discover my unique spiritual path. Tending to my spiritual life keeps me attentive to the whispers of my heart and in tune with my guidance. I am grateful for those moments I can rely upon my spiritual intuition to discern my path forward. But sometimes my guidance feels far away and hard for me to access on my own. At those times, I may seek the assistance of my trusted friends and advisors. I may seek the wise counsel of my minister or a spiritual counselor. She, he, or they pray with me, listen with empathy, and share my joy, and my innate wisdom leads me along my unique spiritual path. I am grateful for those who walk the path alongside me. The spiritual reference is from John 14:26. But the Advocate, the Holy Spirit, whom the Father will send in my name, will teach you everything and remind you of all that I have said to you.
Up from my feet, I call the healing power. Up from my feet, I draw it to my heart. It's already here, I only need to claim it. Up from my feet, I know that I am healed. I am healed. In through my hands, I call the healing power. In through my hands, I draw it to my heart. It's already here, I only need to claim it. Through my hands, I know that I am healed. I am healed. With my spirit and soul, I call the healing power. With my spirit and soul, I draw it from my heart. It's already here, I only need to claim it. With my spirit and soul, I know that I am healed. I am healed. Back to the earth, I send the healing power. Give it back to the earth. I send it from my heart. It's already here, I only need to claim it. Back from the earth, I know that I am healed. I am healed. We are healed.
As we move into meditation this morning, let's begin by saying the prayer of St. Francis, thoughtfully, prayerfully, from the heart. May it direct our daily lives in 2022. God, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. And where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. O divine presence, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive, it is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is in dying that we are born to eternal life. Life is a canvas. We write upon it the story of our lives. This new year is a canvas, totally unfettered and unlimited and as unconditioned as we let it be. God can reveal itself as us, for we are the image and likeness of God. We are already whole. We are already divine. Are we willing to crack open the smallness we placed around ourselves to experience that wholeness? Ask God to help us let go of our limited, finite sense of ourselves this year, to reveal ourselves only as God sees us. God is unfolding the way of grace. This year, let our lives be witnesses to God's grace as our lives, in our lives, and through our lives. As we go into meditation for the next few minutes, allow the pure, majestic love of God to unfold you, to reveal the wonderful God expression you truly are. We are divine expression. And relax into that knowing for the next 2 minutes. as we move back into the room, into this lovely Sunday morning service together. Take this thought with you into your week. I am peace. I am love. I am joy. And I am light. In this we discover the grace that dissolves discord, the peace that passes understanding, and we share it with our world.
In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and see there is only love. There is only love, love that heals, love that sets me free. There is only love. When I lose myself, when I feel I've lost my way, when I go inside and quiet my mind and hear Spirit gently say, love is real, real is love, love is feeling love, love is wanting to be loved, love is you, love is me, love is knowing all we can be. Love is needing to be loved. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals. Love that sets us free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals. Love that sets us free. There is only love, love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love.
Thank you so much, Mitch. I appreciate it. Yeah, there really is only love, you know, and, I say it all the time that there's only one thing. And when I say only one thing, what I'm talking about is God, the divine spirit, that holy one, that absolute, that often shows up as love. That's how we feel the presence of God. That's how we know God's here. And when you sang those songs, it just absolutely filled me with love. And so I was filled with the presence of God, and I could understand and feel and know that God is all there is, that one, that singular source, that unity of all things. So you might recognize that word. It's part of Unity of Pasadena. It's part of what we hold sacred in life as life. You know, unity is an important concept. It helps us to be loving not only toward one another, but toward ourselves. For, you know, when we take a look at ourselves in the mirror and say, you're not what you should be, you're really talking to God now. You really are, you see, because you are made of God's stuff. I mean, you get to tinker with it throughout your lifetime. You really do. I mean, you have an individualized mind, and you get to tinker with it throughout your lifetime, and we can do some really weird things as we tinker with it. The story that I like that kind of gives us a real understanding of how we tinker with things with our thought processes. And by the way, you know, our thoughts are really, really, really powerful, and it's how we tell stories to ourselves about the way things were and about the way things will be. Even though we haven't lived life yet, we tell stories about the future. Have you found yourself in that situation before? Yeah, sure you have. Yeah, this is the way it's going to go. You have conversations with people about the way it's going to go. And maybe you'll never forgive them for the things that they said while you were having this conversation in your mind. I shall never forgive you for the things you said while I was thinking about what it is you were going to say. Oh, we do some really wild things. Have you ever heard of a Gordian knot? Many of you have heard of a Gordian knot. Yes, a Gordian knot, actually, it comes from a story that was told about Alexander the Great. Alexander the Great, the military genius who conquered Asia. So the story goes like this, that there's a knot, K-N-O-T, not an N-O-T, but a K-N-O-T, that was formed over the course of a long period of time as people took this large rope and continued to make little twists and turns in it, you know, created a knot upon a knot upon a knot, intertwined all of the knots together, and pretty soon it was clear that it was going to be impossible to untie. The Gordian knot is known as the knot that cannot be untied. And people tried to untie this knot. I mean, it was famous. It was famous all over the world. This Gordian knot was famous for being that piece of rope that could not be untied. In fact, there was a legend that said that the person who can untie this knot will rule all of the known world. So and the idea is that this whole thing actually happened because, I mean, it's written in history that there was this Gordian knot. And Alexander, who was not yet Alexander the Great, came to see this Gordian knot. And he apparently attempted to unravel this Gordian knot and was unsuccessful. I mean, he certainly wanted to rule the world as a military man, you know, and he loved that idea that maybe that could happen. But he couldn't untie it. Just like all the others, he failed at that. So he pulled his sword and he cut it. And he looked at everybody who was standing there aghast at what had happened, and he says, I don't think it matters whether we untie it this way or this way. Using his sword to untie this knot. Well, the reason why I like that story, oh, by the way, he did go on to rule the known world, by the way, with his military might. Alexander the Great became great in that moment by untying the Gordian knot in his own unusual way. But I like the metaphor that it brings for us, because I think all of life is a metaphor. I mean, you can look at things and go, oh, that really means that, doesn't it? Oh, this is a lot like that. And that Gordian knot is a metaphor for each of our lives. You know, all the thinking that we do over time, the way we weave our thoughts in and out of each other, the way we come up with things that we think we believe and act on them, the stories that we develop around people and ourselves. I mean, we have really weaved a Gordian knot of our own. And it's right here in our minds. You know, we might say, I need to untie that. I don't know how to untie that Gordian knot. I don't know how to change things. My thoughts seem to be stuck in stone. I don't know, maybe I got them from my parents. You know, we always say that, right? My dad used to say, I was raised that way. I mean, we try and bring that forward. And I guess, you know, we really do have a lot of our parents in that subconscious mind, you know, that space where everything is stored. I mean, they were great influences on us, or influences on us. And so here we are with this Gordian knot called our mind, you know, and so this metaphor is that you can cut it anytime you want. You can open up that knot. You can unravel that knot. You can be untied from your thoughts anytime you want. All you have to do is be willing to do it, to slice through that rope, to release it. You know, that may be the first real interesting story about release, because it comes about 300 years before Jesus. So that's when Alexander the Great was running around, you know, about 350 years BCE, before the Common Era. So, you know, Jesus also talked a lot about release. You know, you may not have heard that word in the things that he said, but if you were following him around, as many people did, you would hear him talk about things that were all about release. So a man says to Jesus, what does it take for me to follow you? And Jesus says, well, I mean, I'm paraphrasing, of course. We always paraphrase. This is how I heard it. This is how I read it. Jesus says, well, you know, you got to let go of the things you believe, and you got to let go of all your stuff, too. You know, you're just going to have to let go of all your stuff. See all that stuff you've got? All the stuff you've accumulated? All the money, the power, the wealth? You're going to have to let that go in order to follow me. You're going to have to release that. Otherwise, it's just not going to happen. You know, blank slate, right? That's what Jesus was looking for, blank slate, empty hands, so that they can be filled with the things that are dynamic and good and divine. That's what that means. And you know what he said to him? You know what this man said to Jesus? As he slinked away, he said, I can't do that. And many of us can't. Many of us can't. And then the story, you know, that is a parable of the prodigal son. You know, the father who gave to his son the inheritance, you know, which is normally never asked for. I mean, you're treating your father as if you're dead if you're asking for your inheritance now. The son asks his father for the inheritance. I mean, the father could have been steeped in resentment and anger, but he didn't react in any way except to hand him his inheritance. And you might think that that would have destroyed their relationship, but no. The son comes back, and all of a sudden there's celebration. No resentment. The letting go of the past, complete. I mean, Jesus talked about letting go throughout the stories, throughout the parables. He knew that there was something about holding on to something that would keep us from being able to appropriately move forward in life, even to heal. You know, if you're holding on to things, you're not going to be able to grow in a fashion that Jesus wanted to see as spiritual in nature. People growing to inhabit a different level in life, to transcend who they were and become something different, something loving and compassionate, something caring and accepting and welcoming. You know, this is an amazing church. The unity way is to take a look at Jesus as the great example. You see, the great example. Not look at Jesus as the great exception, meaning he's the only person who can do this. Because Jesus did say that these things ye shall do and more. So we're called to do that, and we understand that. So here in Unity, we actually look at Jesus as the great example, and we walk that path. So what does it take to walk that path? We've got to cleanse ourselves of some of these things that are holding us back. Release is really a big deal for us. It's a huge deal for us. You know, not only can you have problems with growth, if you don't release some of the things that are gnawing at you. Release some of those things that no longer serve you. And they don't have to be material in nature. They can be emotional. They can be the underpinnings of your belief system or your belief system itself. In order to transcend your current state, you're going to have to release the things that you believe. You know that, right? You're all looking for transcendence. I know that. You all want to let go of some of those things that keep you from getting there. Well, this is going to be your opportunity to start that process today. We have to figure out what it is we want to let go, though. You're going to have a piece of paper. I think you already do, right? Hold up your piece of paper if you got it. You got that piece of paper? Fantastic. You're going to write something on that you're going to release today. And you're going to be burning that piece of paper while up here at this bowl. That's why we call it the burning bowl. Now, you may have noticed some smudge marks on my face that I didn't know about. Did you see that earlier? Some of you guys see the smudge marks on my face? Well, if you were close enough, you did. There were smudge marks on my face because we did a little test run here, We did a test run where we lit those pieces of paper, and we tried to see what was going to happen. And what happened? It floated up in the air and became a fireball, and it got close to me, and I thought, well, why not? I can grab that fireball, right? So I get that fireball in my hands, and I've got ashes all over my hands, and I get some on my face, and I look like I just put out some mammoth fire, but it was just a little square piece of paper, So we read the instructions. Because this is special paper, and it came with special instructions. Now, reading the instructions, what a novel idea, huh? What a novel idea. I remember putting together a barbecue once, and I thought, this is pretty simple. I know what it looks like. There were about 500 different pieces, so I started. It's got to start this way, right? And pretty soon, I was finished. And there were like 100 pieces left. You've done the same thing? It looked pretty simple. I know how to barbecue, which should mean that I know how to put together a barbecue. Interesting stuff, isn't it? We sort of did the same thing with this, poof, fireball. So there's going to be a special way for you to do this. The special way for you to do this is after you write on it, you're going to bring it up here, and then you're going to light it on this candle that I'm going to light here. But before you light it on the candle, you're going to crinkle it up, not into a tight ball, but, kind of a semi-tight ball. Semi-tight ball. And you're going to light it, and then you're going to stick it in this sand, just a little bit under the surface. It'll continue to burn, but you won't look like me with little soot marks on your face as if you were a failed barbecuer, And I'm going to say something to you, and you're going to say something to me, and it's going to be a very special time here up at the bowl. It gives you an opportunity to release some of these things that, have created the Gordian Knot in your mind. So, here's the thing. Release may not be about the thing that you think it is about. I'm going to spend a moment on this, because we have to figure out what it is we really want to release, right? Some of you might say, oh, I need to release. Let's say, is there anybody in here named George? Anybody? Good, okay. Let's say we have to release George, because George is annoying. So you've decided George is annoying, and so you want to release George, because every time you see him, you get irritated and annoyed. And so you think George is irritating you. But what's really happening is you're irritating yourself, see? Whenever you see George, you're irritating yourself. So George is always going to be around, so what you must do is release your response to what it is that George brings to the moment. It's all about response, see? It's all about your response. And there are really smarter people than me who have talked about this idea of response. Here's what Eckhart Tolle talks about when he talks about response. And I pulled this out of a talk that he did that I was listening to, and I went, whoa. This is it. This is really what it's about. He says, ultimately, your life is determined not by what happens to you, but how you respond to what happens to you. That is your freedom, and your response determines further events. And when I heard that, I thought, my gosh, isn't that the truth? Because things happen to you, and they're done. But your response can create something that's really interesting. It can create the growth. It can create the healing. It can create the space for something brand new. You are on the creating edge when you choose to respond in a particular way. And here's what Carl Jung says about this. Carl Jung says, I'm not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become. I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become. You know, Eckhart Tolle also said in this talk that I'm recalling, he also said, these things that happen in your life, these events that happen in your life really are not the sum total of what's going on. In fact, they're probably pretty minuscule. I mean, none of it's really going to go down in the history books, probably. But oh my gosh, do we take them as being incredibly serious? We make them serious when they really aren't. We have that happen to us all the time. As we live our lives through what we've made of them, through story, we find that something that only affects maybe 1% of our life in a negative way, we create it into this 99% effect. All of a sudden, this is all that my life's about. But it really has only this one thing to do with my life. But it's pinching me. It's always on my mind. It's always there. It's something I need to get rid of. Because it really isn't anything anyway. It's something I need to get rid of, and it's the response to that. It's what I think about it. It might be in the past. It might be in the future. It's probably not in the now. The now is usually pretty doggone good if you take a look at it. It really is. I mean, nothing's really happening in the now except for just the gentle unfolding of life. So, the past is a thought, your story. The future is your story. It's a thought. I mean, all of these things that we pay so much attention to are really only thoughts. They're truly only thoughts. And you may want to take a look at those when you decide what to release. The way you're responding to things. The way you respond to circumstances that show up in your life. People who show up in your life. Things that you think you have to do that become problematic. Rather than living in this now space, as Eckhart says, where there's perfect presence. And that is the transcendence I think we really are all looking for. But that's going to require that we let go of this, series of Gordian knots that we've created around our past. This huge Gordian knot we continue to create every single day around our future. Can we find the present moment? Man, I'll tell you, you guys are thinking, I don't know. I know you're thinking that. I know you're thinking that. I don't know. And here's the reason why we conditioned ourselves to live with this background noise of these thoughts, the past, the future. I mean, it's background noise. It's there all the time. You might be quite surprised what it's like to live without that. You might go, whoa, what's happening? You realize nothing. That's a new sensation. Nothing. Yeah. So, this is going to be a fun process, you guys. And here's what I want you to say to me. And I'm going to have you practice, because you're going to come up one at a time. And let's start. How should we start? Should we start from the back? We'll start from the back. And you're going to come up one at a time, and you're going to take your flash paper, and you're going to light it, and you're going to stick it underneath the sand here like this. And then you're going to say, I release that which no longer serves me. Let's practice that, okay? I release that which no longer serves me. Oh, you guys are good. You guys are good. And I'm going to say, you are now filled with insight, love, caring, and peace. Or something like that, Yeah. Oh, I might say, depends. I might not say the same thing to everybody because sometimes I screw things up. I might say, you're now open to power, inspiration, insight, wisdom, and love. You're now available to trust the universe. You're open. All of those things might be said. All of those things are true once you've burned this. The power of metaphor is amazing. That's what this paper is. You know, it's not the act of burning this paper that makes it happen. It's the act of allowing you to set yourself into that space in your own mind where you're willing right now to let that go. And so when you figure out what it is that you want to let go of, to release, write it on down. You know, it might be just fear around something. It might be the way that you look at the world. It might be that you have a negative attitude toward things in your life and you want to see things from love. You want to see that, but you can't do it if the negative attitude's overtaking everything that you see. You might want to heal from something, but you won't let it go, that thing that is making it impossible for you to heal. You might want to release something in the outside world. You think, yeah, I'm ready to release this. Let's say it's smoking or drinking or something like that, and you think it's out there somewhere. You know, I'm willing to release those things. But what you're really, really releasing is your response to life that demands those things come into your body. Now that's an interesting thing. So you figure out what it is that you want to replace this thing that you're releasing with as well. Because now there's an open space for you. You are releasing what no longer serves you, that you've been settling for, that's taking this space for what you want. Isn't that a magnificent thought? You now have the space for what you want when you release what it is that you've been settling for that may show up as background noise all the time. Ah, the freedom of present moment experience. This is what Andrea brings to us when she stands up here and brings us the meditation. When she reads the prayer of St. Francis, what she's doing is bringing all of that to bear, the beauty, the power of the present moment experience. So that's what release brings us. The upleveling, the healing, the power of now, the present moment experience. And so during this process, Mitch is going to give us just a little background music. We're going to feel the beauty of that background music as we do it. And we can release those things that keep us down, that no longer serve us. Are you ready? All right, let's have the back row come on up. Don't forget, you say to me, I release that which no longer serves me, as soon as you stick it in there. Sure. Crinkle it up. There you go. Perfect.
I release that which no longer serves me.
You are filled with love and light and goodness. The inspiration and insight of life fills you. You are filled with the power of beauty and love and peace. The power and presence within you is now drawing to you the insight and love. Everything about your life is love. You are now filled with insight and love, intuition and power. We should have a little bowl of water for the fingers. He is filled with light and love and peace and beauty. The love of life fills you with all that is good. Inspiration, enlightenment is yours. There is space for the insight, intuition, beauty, love, and peace that is you now. You are filled with beauty and insight and inspiration of life itself. The love of God enfolds you. The love of God enfolds you. You released it in time. Perfect. You pay attention. Oh, you're so good. You're filled with the inspiration, the intuition, the power, the love, and the beauty of life. You're such an amazing example. You are filled with the inspiration, love, light, and abundance of life itself. You are filled with the light, love, and inspiration of life itself. Love is yours. Oh, you are so filled with the light and inspiration and love of life. It's you. And you are now filled with the inspiration, intuition, and love of life. It is yours. Filling you with the love, light, intuition, and goodness of all that you desire. The abundance of life is yours. My friend, the insight, intuition, and love of God permeates you. It is you. You, my friend, move forward in abundance, goodness, and goodwill. I love you. You're filled with the inspiration, intuition, love of life. As the love of life and peace flows through you, you are that. Blessings.
I release all that doesn't serve me anymore.
You are filled with the insight, the intuition, and the love of life, my friend. Blessings. intuition and light. There's space for the love and beauty and abundance that is yours. Blessings. You're filled with the insight, the love, the intuition, and the abundance of life. It is yours. Beautiful. You, as always, are so filled with the intuition, the insight, the love, and the beauty of life. Shines through you. Blessings. Always. Love you. Oh, Don, you're so filled with the love and light of life, the abundance and blessings and goodness of life. Intuition and insight fill you, fills all those empty spaces that were left by the release. Thank you. I love you, my friend. Namaste. There's space for the insight, intuition, goodness, and abundance of life for you. I see it in you, my friend. You are such an amazing example. Blessings every moment forward. That space, that beautiful sacred space inside of you is filled with intuition, insight, love, the absolute peace of life itself, the abundance and beauty of who you are shines in that space and attracts all that is like you. Blessings, my darling. I know that you are filled with light and love and inside of life, the love of God, the beauty, the purpose of the universe is in you. I feel it every day. The most important thing in life is you, for you are that which God is. I love you. And I know that what is you is being filled right now with the insight, love, intuition, and power and peace of this entire universe. You are so filled with the abundance, the gift of mind, the gift of material, the gift of peace is yours. Blessings. Mitch, come on up. If you want to let go of any talent, I'll take it. Beautiful. Yep. This is kitty litter, by the way. Multi-purpose. Mitch, you are filled with the light and love of spirit. You are filled with insight and intuition and the beauty of music itself. The notes on the page are yours inside of you. You're such a magnificent being. Blessings. So you were playing There Is Only Love, weren't you? How do we do together just a quick little verse of that? There is only
love. There is only love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love.
so much. Thank you. Oh, wow. I don't know about you guys, but I feel brand new. I feel brand new. Speaking of brand new, we have a brand new usher. Ushing, please. Grace, ushing. Now you're going to see an experienced usher here. You know, the ushing is you know how they say the force is strong in this one? The ushing is strong in this one. What we do is we take our gift in our hands. It's time for our community giving. This is the love that we share. This sanctuary and the people in it, the community and who it serves is so vital. It's a beautiful place to be. It's a magnificent space, not only to visit, but to live within, to take the principles from, to take the beauty of the teaching, to take the beauty of community. It's worth every moment of our time. And it's worth our treasures to support. And so I do so right now. We give our tithe, our treasures, on days like today with such goodness. We release that. Not that it no longer serves us, but that it's available to serve others. And so I want you to say with me, God is the source of my overflowing supply. And I am grateful. And so it is. Thank you.
Today is a day I will change my luck. I will find 3 pennies and they'll be heads up. I will walk like a king in my tennies and jeans, 'cause I know where I come from. From the stars, from the sun, from the magical one, I am part of this thing called life. From the known to unseen, everything in between, I am part of this thing called life. I am one with this thing called life.
I can do that.
Today is a day I remember to see. Only good, only God happening to you and me. I will not forget all the treasures due me, 'cause I know where I've come from. From the stars, from the sun, from the magical one, I am part of this thing called life. From the known to unseen, everything in between, we are part of this thing called life. We are part of this thing called life. Today is the day I'll be more of myself, love my skin where I fit, and everybody else. No more push, no more pull, simply flow as I go, 'cause I know where I come from. From the stars and the sun, from the magical one, I am part of this thing called life. From unknown to unseen, everything in between, we are part of this thing called life. We are part of this thing called life.
Awesome. Thank you, Mitch. I sure appreciate that. So before we move into our closing, excuse me. No, you can go ahead and be seated, because what we're going to do is we're going to pray on the money. But, well, you know, what we do is we show integrity around this. This is why we do it, you know. So we know that this is going to bring forth all the goodness that is so richly deserved in this community and the community that surrounds us, that these tithes and treasures be used on high purpose with true, not only this community, but for everyone. And so we thank all of you. We thank you, Grace, and we release this into the law of mind, knowing that it's done, and so it is. Thank you so much. You know, we also have, not only Grace is a new sacred server here, you know, we also have Salam, who did PowerPoint today, and you have no idea how important that is, because I don't know what to do next until I look up there. Oh, Thank you so much. Appreciate it. And so what are we going to do? We're going to do the peace song today, but we're going to do the silent unity prayer for protection. Let's all stand for that. You guys were way ahead of me there a minute ago. I know, I get it. All right. So the light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. The presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever I am, God is. I am divine, and all is well. All right.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. Let's with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Thank you so much. You give so much of yourself. Thank you so much. Love being here. Thank you.
People loved it.
I think they did. Thank you so much. People love you.